MT Sky, and today is the next daily read for April 4th. So, the month energy, Saturn and Aries. Overall energy today is Saturn. The high frequency is Uranus and Neptune, right? So, you're talking about a little Pisces, Aquarius. The medium frequency is in Mars, which rules Aries, right? And then we have this Pluto, Scorpio energy that's here at the bottom. So, let's see what Saturn is talking about with all the numbers today. I'm using Oracle again. So, let's see what's going on here. This kind of flew out the deck earlier. The Wand, intentions. This was a discussion. Put your intentions out there to build and create in business, to, get your foundation started. Put good intentions out. Put good works out. Good actions out. So, what else is it speaking about with Aries today? Being that the overall energy is sitting here with in the 10th house. So that's, public reputation, honor, profession, employers, authorities, elders at minimum, right? But also stabilization, investments, growth. All right. So study, the neophyte. Study. For some Aries, there may be some things that one wants to get into and has an interest in, and is probably planning on making some moves in those areas. This is areas where one should study a little bit further, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. And Aries, tend to have this studious kind of energy. Also, this may be a discussion of finances. This may be a discussion of new business, dealing with creating something from the ground up. But it definitely has a lot to do with how you put your intentions, and in order to get where you want to go in this particular situation or energy today, is a discussion of studying. Not just that, but study the self. That's why she's in the mirror. Study the self. Study what you really want to do in business. What are you trying to invest in? What are you trying to create? Now this Uranus Neptune is talking about, social groups, friends, and things of that nature, but also talk about confinement, hospitals, institutions, the subconscious mind, right? This is, if you like astrology, you're looking at in numerology, the 7 would be Uranus and Neptune. So I look at both houses, right? Excuse me, I got something in my eye. All right, so also secrets and hidden activities is in a high frequency right now. So there may be some plans going on in secret when it comes to business. You got this 7 of Wands sitting here. You have this 4 of Swords sitting up there in a high frequency, and you have this Page of Swords sitting up here. So let's get this clear. First and foremost, when you're dealing with this 7 of Wands energy, you're dealing with, a lot coming towards an individual. There may be some areas where it's not very clear for Aries who have some dominance with Saturn and have some Uranus and Neptune going up here. But, you might be in your own zone or trying to stay out of the way of other individuals, and, may feel like, there's people that's against what you're trying to get established secretly or behind your back, right? And this high frequency, though, this is a discussion of you have ideas, you want to create, you want to build, you want to establish, you want to have firm foundations. Sometimes it's okay to do that in secret, and so therefore it sits in this 7, this 7 right here. So you may have issues with people that you socialize with, social groups, friends, business. They may see things different, and they may attack your concepts, and that's okay. To fall back, get your thoughts recollected, and come through with positive messages, right? Conversations. And this is still studying, even when you're dealing with, the pages. They are very young and still immature in a particular energy, especially when it comes to dealing with contracts, agreements, things of that nature. So this is probably why the discussion is study, right? What it is that you want to do. Fall back, focus, and study, all right? There may be also a discussion of somebody dealing with Aries, Saturn energy that feels like they are going to reveal something, or have this idea of wanting to reveal or trying to reveal something about somebody among friends, family, social groups, and business, things of that nature. Secrets and hidden activities. So, Aries, if you're not in that particular vibration, and maybe somebody in the higher vibration that does that or may speak against it. But we're going to see. I might throw another card to see what's going on behind, what's going on actually on the sword. Let's look and see what's going on with Mars. And when you're dealing with Mars, you're dealing with the first house, right? So you're dealing with personality, appearance, and temperament. In health also. And the Four of Swords could also be a discussion of health also. All right, so here's this Ten of Wands here. Here's this Ace of Swords. Here's this Ten of Swords. So we got a lot going on here when it's dealing with Mars right now, okay? Being overwhelmed, okay? Overburdened, a lot of responsibility, communicating that, discussing responsibilities, discussing certain fails and things of that nature, or ends of particular cycles. But this is also, action and thought. This is fire and air that's up here. When you're dealing with the aces, you're dealing with the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, right? And when you're looking at this Ten of Swords right here, you're dealing with a Gemini energy also, right? When you're dealing with this Ten of Wands, just because they got the two tens there, so it's letting me know some balance. Sagittarius energy, you bring this is 20, this is 21, that brings you into 3. So there's some things that need to get worked on in this particular energy that may require some reflecting, self-study, studying about what you want to get into. But this is a lot of communication going on. This is a lot of air on the board, okay, to be in the earth, okay? So let's see what else is going on down here. And if you notice, these fires is lining up on the same row, literally on the same row. So let's see what else is going on. That one flew out. We'll keep it. So we got this Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is coming out in reverse, as you know, but we're going to just leave it there because we got these cycles going on. We got this Queen of Cups going on, and we got this Knight of Swords coming in, okay? Now, Aries, understand that we all move through these different aspects, okay? So, Aries, if you're moving, understand that there's a flip coming through in this Pluto Scorpio energy, and you're dealing with the 8th house when you're talking about that, right? So this is death, regeneration, inheritance, taxes, compassion, a need for it, if anything. But there's something that's about to change, okay, for energies that push out in this lower vibration. The change, if you're in this lower vibration, overly emotional, your double water energy, and behind that you have this Knight of Swords. There's messages that's not coming into this water energy. So Aries, if you have some water, or if you're dealing with water energy right now in this lower vibration, there's some things that somebody is looking at here that got them in their emotions seriously, because things are not gonna flip in the correct area the correct way. When the Wheel of Fortune is coming through, this is a Jupiter Saturn, Jupiter Sagittarius kind of thing. This is bad luck, bad fortune, not tapping in, right? Bad karmic cycles. And I'm seeing this Queen of Cups here, and I'm also seeing this Knight of Swords here. And so we're going to look and see what's going on. This is a lot of air energy on the board, even though what's ruling here is Saturn. All right. This also may be an Aries that need to really sit down and reflect on some of their actions. But let's see what else is going on here. Let's see what's going on this sword. The Knight of Wands. So there's some communication up here in this frequency that may be a little bit secretive about some actions that need to take place or that have taken place. And, this is somebody that's may recklessly, even in their higher frequency, not on purpose, but, in their higher frequency may, not pay close attention to the things that they say or the messages that they are moving through this Knight of Wands energy that may require a time to oneself, okay? And, the thing that's weird is that somebody may be secretly experiencing some type of a illness, and they may stay away from people because of it. So, pay attention when you're dealing with fire signs here, especially when you're in this Aries energy, right? But let me look and see we got this night coming up, right? And so when we're looking at the night, yeah, air, fire, Sagittarius, 20 degrees Cancer, 20 degrees Leo, okay, on the charts. So we got this energy that's coming down right here regardless. And when you're dealing with the Queen of Cups, this is Cancer, and that's 20 degrees Gemini and 20 degrees at Cancer. So it's making a lot of sense here. All right. Let me look at this other row right here. The being overwhelmed, a lot of responsibility, communication agreements that may not be in the right place. And let's see why. What you got to do is get into this high, keep this in a higher frequency. This is a fall back kind of energy. Hold on one second. Oops. Yeah, so in this medium frequency today, in order to kind of get into this higher frequency, it's going to be a discussion of having to identify, communicate when one is overwhelmed and they feeling like they drained and down and out and mentally exhausted and things like that. Just okay? It has to be communicated in a clear way with oneself. One has to understand that this is self-communication, is a reflection, study, movement, investing, right? Remove yourself. You have the right to do that. You can remove yourself from any situation that is mentally bothering you or emotionally bothering you or preventing you from moving forward and kind of relinquishing some of the unnecessary stresses. Some things have to come to an end. Some things have to be sacrificed in order to come to these ends. In order to do that, you may have to sacrifice being around certain social groups, certain friends right now, just to kind of fall back, get into your own energy and get into this active energy. But don't be careless with it. Let me see what else is coming behind this page here. The Tower. Yeah, there's some drastic changes that's going to take place and that has to take place. It's so strange that this is coming up in the higher frequency, but those who are in the higher frequency and they know how to harness onto the higher frequencies, they have no problem with removing themselves out of the way of people that's different than them, taking some time out to meditate, getting their actions in order, their messages in order, trying to be studious and study and understand what it is they want to do, and also turn their back not towards the fact that the Tower is there and not ignoring the Tower, but understanding that yes, towers have taken place in the past and one is looking forward to something else. Okay, now let me see what else is going on, and I'm gonna look across the board because it's very airy. It's a lot of air up here, right? And dealing with this Tower energy, you're still dealing with Mars, so Aries, Scorpio energy, right? This fire, water energy, because Mars can land in the house of Scorpio sometimes. So let's see. The Moon. All right, so you have this Knight of Swords, down here in the opposite direction. Aries, if you're moving in this masculine energy, there's some things, there's some unknowns taking place, some messages that may be coming through that's not very clear yet. Aries, if you're moving in this water energy, these are opposing energies right now. There's somebody who's in their emotions because they're dealing with a bad karmic cycle. Okay, let me see what's going on with this mask. Is this two aspects of Aries, or is this, let's see, is this two aspects of Aries? Let's just say that. So you have this Eight of Swords energy that comes up for the question of, is it two different aspects? And so no, this is not two different aspects of Aries. All right. So this would be some individuals, other individuals that Aries may be interacting at. So in the lower vibrations, if Aries is dealing with water energy and dealing with these air energies right here, there's two different energies. They may not be closely together. They kind of opposing regardless of the fact. And then you have this trapped, this self-entrapment to a degree between these two. Whatever they doing in this lower frequency down here brings them into this kind of self-entrapment where you have this feminine dealing with some bad cycles. You have this other one here, this Knight of Swords, who could come through with messages, but there's some things that he may come through with that he's not able to get. It's not all the way clear yet. Okay, So pay attention. This is a decent amount of people cards up here. Okay, so let's look. All right, some of the bad karmas from how some people wield the sword is thoughts, the mind, communication, things of that nature, coming straight across. And it's showing this reckless energy over here. And it can happen is in secret, okay? Low-key things that's been said, spoke about, discussed, or put out there about an individual behind one's back, period. Okay, now staying out the way, okay, it's still sitting here in this 7, okay, the sword, okay, you staying out the way of people that's trying to attack or that you feel is under attack, even though down here there's still some things that's not known, even in lower frequency, they're going to be revealed. That's why these nights come almost right under each other, almost. Okay, this night is going to get some clarity, some understanding of what's going on over here, okay? And this is probably how it gets into the high frequency moving messages, okay? So let me see what else is going on. This is very interesting. Let me look on these swords right here. And we gotta look at this tower. All of the majors is coming down in this row. We got 3 majors straight down in that row. So let's see what else is going on with these swords. He's been very busy. King of Wands energy, right? So you're dealing with this King of Wands. This is fire energy here. And when we talk about the good old King of Wands, you're talking about this Leo energy. You got 20 degrees of Scorpio, 20 degrees Sagittarius in his chart. You know, in this medium frequency, there is some communication taking place. Okay, some communication taking place, and it seems like one does. You know, he's looking the other way, so he's not really understanding that some things are still going to take place and end. This is some manipulation energy going on here, and I'm not saying necessarily that this is somebody who is pushing out a certain Let me see what's going on with this. Explain this tower real quick. The 8 of Wands. The 9 of Swords. The 5 of Swords. This is a lot of air energy for Aries to be dealing with, okay? And it may be also due to a lot of the retrograde going on, okay? This is what's coming down in the secret and the low. There's some bad karmic cycles going on with this feminine principle right here. They might end up in jail, I'm not even gonna lie, or some type of entrapment, okay, is taking place here. There's some things that this Knight of Swords understands and knows, okay, in regards to some type of fight or some type of conflict. This also could be a discussion of mental conflict also, but in the physical reality, this is a discussion of somebody knowing something about a situation and 2 people ending up not happy campers, okay, in a lower frequency. Also, if we're just dealing with it on the other level, this is some actions that took place. This female is dealing with bad karma. This one, you know, would have to really get some clear understanding when he's throwing these messages out here or discussion. But really, this also could be somebody that's dealing with mental conflicts, arguments also. All right, so it depends on what you're going through in your life and how it resonates with you. Now, when we get on this end of the board right here, when you're dealing with the King of Wands, he's supposed to be stable. This is a double fire sign. Very action-like, very creative, very possessive kind of energy. Very powerful when he wants to be, okay? And communications is taking place, okay? There's some energy of being a little bit overwhelmed. This could also just be with business and things of that nature, but not just that, okay? Outside of that, behind him is this 10 of Swords. And the 10 of Swords could also represent a backstabbing type of energy, right? One has to see things, will end up seeing things from a different perspective or being stagnated or hung out there, okay, with this 9 of Swords, which also causes stress, okay, loss of sleep, lack of rest, unable to rest and get it together, unable to get the thoughts clear, nightmares, that kind of energy, okay? So now when we get into the secrets, okay, staying out the way for a minute, falling back, getting into your thoughts. Also, like I said, this could represent somebody that's trying to hide an illness or something like that. and or don't want to talk about it right now. They're not ready to come out and discuss it right now based off of some careless actions that may have taken place. There's some conversation going on, and there's some things, some towers that's being experienced, okay? And with this Eight of Wands, this is something that's already in motion in every direction, okay? So it's like now you have to let the chips kind of fall where they may. Things is already in progress. Things is already in motion. You even have some of the wands coming towards the tower. Coming towards the towers behind this air sign's back. And is this him guarding? Some of you Aries, if you do have some air in secret, understand that don't ignore everything, okay? But let me see what's going on with this. I want to see what's going on right in the airs. And the airs, the Queen of Coins, this is a earth, water energy that comes down, right? And you're dealing with this Queen of Coins kind of vibration. And so you got this Capricorn energy with 20 degrees of Sagittarius and 20 degrees of Capricorn. I'm not even surprised, okay? There's a feminine energy here, Aries. Now, there could be some Aries that's moving in their earth energy. But at the end of the day, this tower, this destruction, this communication to get things moving, to create actions, messages, these things are happening in secret, and this Queen of Coins is right here in the midst of the secrets, okay, over this page of swords in this tower. So this is a feminine principle that is aware, okay, and the lower frequencies, if this is the same energy, okay, down here, because she comes kind of diagonal to this Queen of Cups, okay, she's going to experience some type of incarceration, some type of being stuck, something like that. And also this bad cycle of events, okay, both of them together. I don't know who they are, both of them together, but this King of Wands, you could even say that there's somebody with some authority communicating, understanding some things going on here, okay? Get it together, people. This low vibration is ugly. It's ugly. It's asking Aries and his Saturn energy, okay, which is a Capricorn energy, anyway, to reflect, really pay attention, really focus, get it clear, okay? Make sure your intentions and your actions is making sense and making sure that they are clear, period. This is so much air on the board for Aries that don't even make any sense, okay? Here goes a good old Chariot down here. Yeah, this is probably a Cancer energy right here. Okay, somebody is about to be, and if you pay attention, okay, this feminine, her horse is going one way, his horse is going another way. There's some type of loss, there's a break that's taking place between these two energies. They're not agreeing, okay? They're not working together. They're not together right now. But this one is going to experience bad luck. This one is going to, it's going to be some bad cycles coming, okay? If people don't get their emotions and their thoughts together and their behaviors together, okay? That'll have them sitting right in there, okay? Is, and the lower vibration stabilize, okay? When you're getting this medium vibration, focus on, how things appear, your temperament, okay? Relieve stress when necessary, but don't be irresponsible. Communicate clearly, think things through, understand that, yes, there are backstabbing energies, there are moments when people catch fails, there are certain things that have to be sacrificed, they do come with some type of stress and frustration, it always does. But in this high vibration, even though there's secrets and things happening amongst friends and social circles and things of that nature, understand that you have the right to make a choice to stay out the way, relax, get your mind right, figure out how you gonna move, get your communications right. This Queen of Coins over there, this destruction, this Eight of Wands, that's not what that is. Understand that. This Queen of Coins energy is letting you know that in your high frequency, amongst all of that, you can still build back up into this Queen of Coins, and things will move in whatever direction they're gonna, and you're gonna accept those things. Certain things take place and there's nothing you can do about it, but move forward and handle your business. That's it, okay? But anyway, see y'all later, Aries. Stay out this low vibration today, okay? Do some self-reflection, okay? Really think about what it is you're doing, what you want to do, how you coming out here, okay? Make sure that your intentions is in the right place, Okay, and make sure that when you feel the need to have to stay out the way and stay away from people and get your own thoughts together and things of that nature, that you feel like it's alright, it's cool. You do that. It's not a problem. Anyway, and for those that's out here feeling like they doing something because they trying to reveal secrets about an individual, whomever they are, like you wasting your time, because as soon as you start doing that, a whole lot of secrets gonna be revealed about y'all. So therefore, it really doesn't make a difference either way. Okay, when you're doing things out of spite, you're gonna be met with spite, and so people have to understand that in today's fire, earth energy, and make sure you keep it in balance, because too much fire always scorches earth anyway. Okay, and guess what? Too much air spreads fire. So this is a lot of air on the board. So pay attention to your communications, and if they got you a little bit riled up, then you want to snap up out of there and get about their way. Alrighty, smooches, deuces.